Girl, slay the house down boots, mama.
Now that was a bad choice.
Right. No. Don't try to change the subject. Spill the tea.
Okay, but what was she expecting?
Well, that bitch is crazy.
Honestly, pop off. We should have talked first.
Can you blame
She
her?
should probably drink a little less. Literally. Well, let's get into it then. It's time to spill the tea with Damon B.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Spill the Tea with Damon B in 2024. Woo! We're back. One of us has our
Hey!
cameras on, and one of us
Okay,
doesn't.
I'm old, so I can't figure out how to even work my camera, and I've never, if you can imagine that, used it before, and I've had this computer for about 4 years, so I'm not sure if it doesn't work or maybe, so we'll see. Next time we'll try, and if I can't get it going, I'll have to order one. I've never been on camera before, so
Well, way to go, girl. She's a little
I
camera
am.
shy,
I'm
so
a
the
little
computer's not
shy.
working
A little
conveniently.
a little bit shy of these webcams. Oh, maybe I should make sure there's no tape over my. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. You
Oh,
know,
can you?
no, but you
Big
know
old
how
sticky
people are
note.
all
Yeah.
are all freaked out, like, oh, cover up the camera because everybody's watching, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
Oh, in school, everyone had their cameras covered. I didn't because I'm like,
Yeah,
they're just
yeah,
gonna
and
see
like I
me
told you
wanting to kill
earlier before
myself.
we
Like,
started, my
that's-
computer's always facing the wall, which is weird, but I use a very large screen, so all they'd see is the paneling of my desk. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, grandma has a monitor, so
No,
she
no,
don't
not
she don't need
normally.
that laptop screen. Right. Okay, well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about
Oh,
friends and
fun, fun.
friendship. Oh,
Yeah. Well, first of all, Happy New
sweet.
Year,
It's very
Damon.
fun and
Happy
sweet.
2024. Thank you.
Oh yeah, happy New
Thank you.
Year. Happy New
So
Year,
how
program.
did you spend your New Year? Let's just start with that. I
Well,
thought
this
it
is a
might be.
great segue into friendship because so I wanted to
Right.
host a New Year's Eve party, hence why I bought a
Oh,
$1,500
nice.
couch for
Mhm.
people to sit on in my living room.
Oh, beautiful.
And I also got wall art because I thought, oh, I got to decorate my living room when
Right.
people come over for my New Year's Eve party, and people need to sit places. I also got an ottoman. It's in my boot room, but I was gonna
Right.
haul that out because two people can sit on that as well. So, anyways, I went to throw a New Year's Eve party, invited a lot of my friends, posted it on Instagram, so if people wanted to come, they could. And I had 15
Oh,
people
that's
tell me
awesome.
that they were going to come to my party.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
oh, right, I have tons of friends. Yay for me. And so I bought a whole bunch of appetizers, and they're in the freezer. And 5 days before New Year's, I start getting messages. Hey, sorry, I don't think I can come. Hey, sorry, I feel sick. Hey, sorry, I'm going home. Hey, sorry, I don't feel comfortable taking the subway, even though there was two coming down, and they're like, and we don't feel comfortable taking an Uber.
Hmm.
And I was like, what? What?
Hmm.
um so it was just a lot of excuses of why people can come to my New Year's party. So I brought in the new
Oh,
year
fun.
making tuna salad, going on going on your Discovery account and watching Dredging for
Wow, that
Gold in
sounds like an awesome
Alaska.
time. Awesome friends.
So
So what do we want
awesome
to say about
friends.
that?
Woo woo. Um Well,
Mhm.
after I had my little meltdown, my mom got me a goals journal for Christmas. So I brought out my goals journal the next day. And my goal is to make
Mhm.
new friends in 2024. So I have a set. So I make
Oh,
one
nice.
new friend
Good
every
idea.
3 months. And because I'm like, I want people that I
Right.
can celebrate New
Mhm.
Year's Eve with and not be alone. And I'm one of those people where I have a lot of like friends and I have like three close friends. And unfortunately my close friends couldn't make it, but they all told me in advance, so I'm not holding that against them. They didn't agree to
Right.
come and then not show up, last minute. Um but I want friends that are actually going to
Hmm.
come to stuff that they say they're going to come
Right.
to and try to put an effort to the relationship because I find I'm always putting effort into the
Right.
relationship and reaching out to people to hang out and do stuff and I'm just not
I understand
receiving
that.
that back. Do you
Well,
feel that way
this New
about some of
Year's, of
yours?
course, I
Yeah.
was in one place and my husband was in another. And I actually wound up seeing Midnight only because I was watching what looks to be one of your favorite shows, The Housewives. Uh, yes. And we're going to
Oh
have
my
a
god, really?
podcast about that. Um, and I just got so involved with what I call, listen to this, my new friends, that I didn't realize it was midnight. So I actually did ring in the new year this year, which I don't normally. And at 12:05, I looked and went, "Oh my God, I have to go to bed." There was no one to kiss except the two pit bulls. So I did that and off to bed I went. Um, but friends wise, I'm like you. I seem to put a lot into people that don't tend to give a lot back. And so I've been sort of this once bitten, twice shy because I am older and I hope that doesn't happen to you. And what I didn't realize when I was young, your age, is that you do need to pick your friends. They don't A lot of them don't just happen where you think, "Oh, they just happen naturally and organically and all this stuff." You have to watch for their personality traits and just see the type of people they are. And so as you get older, um, that you take these people with you. Because what I found over my lifetime is that I've outgrown friends. They've stayed in the past or in their lifestyle or whatever. And I've
Yeah.
moved on or they've moved on and whatever, vice versa. So I don't know. I find that I don't have a lot of friends, but I find I don't really need. Um, and I find as I get older, the more I just like myself and like my own spending time with
Mhm.
myself.
Love that.
So it is what it is. But I understand as a young person, you do need friends, but you need friends that are going to show up for you. I feel. Yeah.
Right? I just want to point out, I thought like these people that were coming were like really close
Mm,
friends. I lived with three of them. One of them I think had a
right.
valid excuse. The other two didn't really. And I thought, we
Right.
bonded, we have really good relationships. And when a hookup, literally a man that I slept with once, that I
Yeah.
haven't heard from in like a month or whatever, 2 months, whatever, wishes me a happy new year and was like, "Do you want to, you
Yeah.
know, hang out sometime?" And I'm just like,
Yeah.
my friends,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
friends that I thought were my
Yeah. It's
friends, don't
hurtful.
even message me that. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not sleeping with my friends,"
Yeah.
but I was like, I
Yeah.
thought that
Yeah.
we would enjoy hanging out
So and
together.
sometimes what happens is,
Yeah. So I
like
was just
you
like,
have moved, right? And it's not as easy a place maybe for
yeah.
them to get to. And that just shows you who your friends are. And like to me, not many of them really are. So then you need to
Mhm.
maybe expand your horizons within the area that you're living now and find some closer friends in
Yeah.
proximity that you can hang out with and let those people stay where they are. And if you run into them, great. If you don't, well, hey.
Well, it's so I think everyone grows up differently. So I think people in the city have always been close to their friends. Like in public school and high school, they
Right.
all lived in the same proximity. Whereas up
Hmm.
north, everyone lived in different places. So I would drive
Right.
25 minutes to go see my best friend. Whereas one of my best friends lives in like the Vaughan area. So it takes me like an hour and a bit to get to her house. So I have to take subway,
Hmm.
bus, and then like to go to her house, which I don't mind doing because I love hanging out with her and she's my friend, which I don't mind doing that every once in a while. So it's not a big deal. So I haven't seen a lot of my
Right.
friends in a long time. And so I was just like, people can sacrifice making a trip. Like, I don't know. Fuck, if I really want to see somebody, I'm gonna make the time to do it.
Right.
I go see people in
Right.
Aurelia sometimes, and I'm like, you know what? I'll go see you. I'll take the
Right.
train to Barrie if you can come
Well,
pick me up
and
in
Damon, my
Barrie.
mother, who passed away many, many years ago, told
Yeah.
me, and I would have been about your age, said to me that if you make one good friend, one best friend, good friend in your entire
Hmm.
lifetime, you're doing well. So, I mean, and it actually, as I get older, it's actually true. It is true because those friends that you're upset about now will sort of they go by the wayside, and they're really what they are is acquaintances. And and like I have a lot of acquaintances, a lot, but really, really close friends.
Name them. Name them. Name them.
Close friends.
Name
I
them.
only have a couple. I really do. And um I don't know, it just seems to have whittled down to that. There were more than I thought, and like you, things happened. And I just thought,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? Like for instance, like you say, living up north, I moved from Aurelia to up north, and it seemed the highway only went one
Hmm.
way, which was whatever way I was going. And that it really proved to me because I was there for 20 years. So it really proved to me who was willing to make that trip, which to me, 4 hours, once every 5 years is not really that much to ask when I was doing it 4 and 5 and 6
Right?
times a year. So and I found out who would make that trip and who wouldn't. And there were 3 or 4 people who I thought were best friends who turned out absolutely not to
Hmm.
be. So,
It's kind of funny how when you put some obstacles in the way of your
yeah,
friendship,
meh.
people are like,
Oh,
"Eh,"
we were
like
friends for
it's not
30
worth
years,
it,
but
you know?
I can't be bothered driving that 4 hours. Why would I do that for her? Yeah,
Right? And I hate that. It's like, well, I always come down and see you. And it's like, and what I hate most is I just moved into my apartment like
yeah,
six
that's
months ago.
unfortunate.
No one has
Yeah,
seen it besides my really good friends. So I was like, something I really want to celebrate. I really want to, like, I was so excited to host my first big party. Like, I had all my appetizers, I had my dining room table, like, ready to be set up. I had these decorations, and I
yeah.
had some, like, gifts. Like,
And
I
you
had all
know
these
that
games
those
planned
those
and, like,
people,
gifts to give out.
they can't one
Hmm.
cancels thinking everybody else is going to go, so you're not going to miss that one person. So they all in their own thought process would think, "Oh, I'm not going to go," but he'll have 10 other people, so it's not going to, he'll be fine. What they don't realize, and I'm sure if they did realize that you literally everyone canceled, I'm sure that there would
Yeah.
have been a different outcome, but the again, how much are they willing to do for you? Like if they were having the party, would you have went there? Probably to one of their houses, probably. And so
Yeah.
it is what it is, and you just have to make you have to make those boundaries and determinations and decide who is your friend and who isn't. And it hurts sometimes. I get that. I do get that. It does hurt. And that's
Yeah.
hurtful, but I don't think by the sounds of it they set out to hurt you. It's just the way it turned out. Yeah, it's just the way
No, I
the
don't think so
situation
either.
turned out, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've been there. It's not fun.
I know. I know they didn't do it intentionally. And then I was like, maybe they have a group chat with just me not in
Maybe they were all in the group chat. We're like, we're not going.
it. Right? Everyone just come up with an excuse. But then I was
Right,
like, they
right.
don't
And
know
you
each
know what?
other,
That's
so
it's unfortunate for
that's
them
not
because there's
possible.
another thing. They don't know each other. So that was an opportunity for them to come together and possibly make new friendships. So that's a good thing for you to
Hmm.
remember. If you get invited to a party, go, because maybe you'll meet somebody, even if it's a person you're not that, you know, friendly with, go anyway, because maybe you'll meet someone there that becomes a fast friend for life. Who knows?
Well, funny you would mention that because I was invited to a party and I thought I made a whole bunch of friends at that party where I did hang out with most of them
Right.
outside after that party like a few times, and I
Oh no.
ended up inviting all of them to the New Year's party, and they said and they said like, "Oh, thanks so much for
Oh,
the
okay.
invite. Like, we're not sure. Like, we'll get back to you or whatever." And then they
Hmm.
never got back to me, which I thought, wow. I was just like, at least have the courage
Yeah.
to say like I can't make it or something. If someone gives you like an RSVP, if they're taking the time to invite you,
Oh.
like I made an invitation
Well, if
and
Graham
everything.
Graham could have
Like,
made it, she would have
so I
made it.
was just like so disappointed. Well, I guess you don't love me enough to get your ass on a plane
But
and make the
who was
trip
the other
once
text you
every
got
5 years.
on New Year's Eve from? Hello, me.
Oh, it was you. Yeah. That was funny. I was I was awake eating tuna salad watching Dredging for Gold, Alaska.
Well, and that's unfortunate, but also I think that many
Yeah.
people, and I think since COVID, I think that too. Like people have just gotten used to staying home and not going out and not going very far, and so it's like, that's become an option rather than getting out there and doing things. So I wouldn't take it too personally. I just wouldn't rely on those people ever
No.
again. But I do get a little bit, you know, stubborn and not so friendly after a friend does that to me. Yeah.
Right. Well, one of the people who canceled last minute, or three of them, they're like, "We're really sorry, Damon. We'll make it up to you. We can go out to lunch the very next day, like, or on the weekend." And I'm like, "Well, I really don't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
Like,
How
you've
come you
really like
can't make it
upset me."
tonight,
And I
but
was
you
like,
can make it
and I don't
tomorrow
want
for lunch?
to.
Or were you going there for lunch?
Come on.
Is that oh.
No, that they were gonna come down here. The one friend who had a
Oh,
valid
okay.
excuse, they were gonna drive them, and so they didn't have a
Mhm.
car, but they could have taken the subway and Uber, but they didn't feel comfortable taking them at night,
Okay.
even though they
Whatever.
were coming
Whatever.
earlier before the party at like
Oh,
4
that's unfortunate. Yeah.
p.m. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so that was just super disappointing. But yeah, so what other friend? Oh, let's talk about supportive friends of like things we do. So here's a good one. For example, let's just say someone decided to start a podcast and decided to make content videos and was really looking forward to like their friends supporting them and stuff, and
Well,
them not
I
supporting
think
you.
we could both say that maybe a lot of our friends, even family, are not supporting us in this. Right? Like, yeah, it's like,
Yeah, it's
what
just
is
not the friends,
happening?
it's the
Every
family.
time I every time I put out that we're
It's
doing a podcast on Facebook, I just get yeah, it's like
we get zero
crickets,
likes.
silent.
They're like, everyone skips that post. You can
Yeah,
post a million other
yeah.
things and they'll get tons of likes, everything. And then it's like, oh, me and my grandson did a podcast with zero
Nobody
likes.
cares. Nobody wants us. No. But
Nobody
hey,
cares.
I said when I'm
Mm.
dead,
So that,
at
yeah,
least at least my family can then come back
right.
and listen to it when I'm dead.
Well,
Right.
there's a record that
Right.
you were
And
here on this
maybe
earth
they'll
now,
listen
so
then after I die. Maybe.
maybe,
Maybe not.
maybe, well, maybe.
Oh dear. Yeah. The other thing I want to say about
um,
Friends is
so,
I've been watching The Housewives of Beverly. Is that what it's called? The Real Housewives.
mhm. Oh,
Okay, I'm watching
question:
it
where are you
on
watching this?
Amazon.
Because
Do you have my
I don't have
Amazon?
access.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime. I have Amazon Prime. Well, see, on my TV, there's a little microphone button, and
Mm.
I'm like, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then it takes me to an app I have to
Oh,
purchase.
it's
I'll
on
have to
there.
actually
All the
search it on
housewives are on there.
Amazon.
But see, I
Okay.
started watching it because, and I'll get back. This will bring us all the way back around to Friends. But I started watching it because Lisa
Okay.
Vanderpump is on it. And Lisa Vanderpump is part of
Yep.
Vanderpump Rules, which is another show that I really got a kick out of. So I thought, you know what, I'm
Mhm.
gonna go over and watch this one because she's on it and I really like her. And now I got so angry, and so I feel like I'm watching a bunch of bitches that, you could be friend like, is
Fair.
your friend group type thing, and I lay there and think, God, thank God I am not involved because I'd probably beat up or I don't know what, like drown or I don't know, like depending on the situation, throw them off a cliff, like one would be drowned. Oh, I hate them all.
Wow.
I hate them. Like, so I got to
Oh.
season 9.
Okay.
Lisa Vanderpump was on from season 1 to season 9, and I got
Mhm.
to the end of season 9, and she left. She quit because she couldn't take it anymore, and I was just like,
Take it
"I'm done.
anymore.
I
Yeah.
can't either." So that I'm done with those friends. That's over too, that relationship.
Oh my
It's done.
you broke it off.
Yeah, with
You
my
broke it
TV
with your
friends.
TV
So
friends. Oh
that's where
my
I am
god.
in life. Like I literally those people because I have acquaintances around like around me, and that's what you need to do too, really. Is have acquaintances near you that you could call or you can see or go out for
Mhm.
lunch or have whatever. And then I have a couple of friends, I think. I'm trying to even think, do I? Yeah, it's
You're,
like
like,
1,
trying to count them
2,
on one
maybe
hand,
2.
and you're like,
I don't know, really close friends that
yeah.
if I were in a
Oh.
real, pinch and the greatest thing, Damon, which is why you need to have children, is that my children have become my best friends. So, I feel like I can turn to and you included, I could turn to you if there were something terrible that I just had to find a friend about. I think I would turn to
Yeah.
my children, and there's one other person that I would turn to, and my husband. Um, so that's where you kind of wind up. And I don't truly believe these people that have all these friends all around them, that they're all very true, honest friends. I don't believe that. I believe that they are acquaintances, but I don't believe they're true friends. And maybe I'm wrong. I just have never experienced that in a large group of women, especially. Ugh, women are nasty.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I've always had girlfriends, and now my goal is to
some male friends.
find,
Male
like, a
f-
male friend. Male
male
friend.
friends are
Actually,
better in the sense
yeah.
that it's my understanding that a man can literally stop thinking. And I think that's an amazing feat. Like they can just think about one thing. And I just can't even believe that exists. And so therefore they're not constantly, to me, they're not constantly conniving or scheming or gossiping. Although I have heard men gossip a lot in my lifetime. So I don't know. But I just think a male's friends would be better. I'm just not in a position to have male friends. Unless they're
Yeah.
gay, unless you have some gay friends you want to send my
See,
way. Hello.
hello. I'm just kidding. Hello. Well, I want to make. Well, see, I don't know because I have made straight friends before, male friends, and the things they talk about
Yeah.
are really disgusting. Actually, now
Ugh.
that I think about it, maybe I
What
don't
about
want male
male gay
friends.
friends? But is
Yeah,
that
I'm
are
like,
they more like girls in the sense of gossip and kind of drama and stuff? Because that's I can't stand that. I can't do it. Like
I don't
I
know.
like gossip,
I
but I
really
don't
haven't.
like I love the little like
Mhm.
gossip, but I don't like hurting people gossip. Do you understand? Like, do you know what I mean? So if somebody gossips about someone I
Mm.
don't know, I love it. Like I could sit and listen to that all day because I don't know the but if people start ganging up or getting on to someone that I do know, that I it really kind of hurts my feelings and I don't like it. I don't like being involved in it and I don't like scheming or you know bringing that person down. I can't stand that kind of stuff. So I don't think maybe I'm girlfriend material. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm not.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure everyone has different relationships. So, I mean, if that's the criteria for
Yeah.
some people's friendship, right?
Well,
Then
and that's
it's
what
not going
I
to work
think
out as
is
a
that you see
girlfriend, you
these
know?
people with all these
Yeah.
friends and they're gossiping and then I think, well, they're not that true because once you walk away, who are they talking about? You know friggin' well who they're talking about, and that's you, right?
Okay, as you're describing this, I'm thinking of a situation where I'm on the opposite side and I'm the person talking shit about.
Right? Okay, and it happens. I mean, everybody does it. It's
Well,
not that
okay.
they don't do
Yeah.
it. It's just that I'm not good at it, and
Yeah.
I don't like it. So, I like it in a way like watching it on TV or don't know the people, and that's one thing. But if it comes down to
Yeah. Yeah,
hurting
yeah, yeah.
someone else or being hurtful or laughing at someone or I just don't have it in me. I found that over the years and I have done it. You know what I mean? Everybody has, but it doesn't make me feel good.
Mhm.
And so maybe I'm not,
Yeah.
again, maybe I'm not the friend material that women look for because a lot of women like to do that. It's not right, I don't think, but hey, I'm not the friendship police.
That's your opinion? I'm just kidding. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
have
you don't
any
have any
exactly.
friends,
So
so I'm
what
just
can I
kidding.
say? I don't know how do it. But I feel like that's sort of the
Yeah.
criteria that people look for. Or women, well, maybe it's the women that again, maybe I'm just not, I never did find my men in good places. So maybe I'm just not finding my friends in good places.
That's could be well, I was trying to think, I'm like, where do you find friends? Because all my
Yeah.
friends is like I met through school
Yeah,
and that's it.
exactly. So where do you go? Like
Like, that's it.
and for you especially. Well, even for me, like if you think about it, if you move to a new place, which you sort of have, what do you do?
Mhm.
Like where do you go? You have to put yourself
Yeah,
out
I'm
there and then it's kind of hard when you're doing it all alone, right? Like I was thinking there was this writing
yeah.
group that was just advertised.
I remember.
Oh, I was in one,
I
and
remember
I
your
did
writing
put
group,
myself out
like,
there, and
when you would
I
write your
made some
stories.
friends, and they're still like our group actually after COVID stopped, but I did make some friends, so it is proof or a, good acquaintances. Let's put it that way. Um,
Acquaintances, yeah.
but and there was a new thing put out by one of those people that were in the group who invited me to it, and I'm really like, oh, do I want to go? And like you just think, oh, you got to go by yourself. You feel really insecure. You don't want to, you know, talk. And then I'm always concerned
Yeah.
because it's not like I am Stephen King or anything. So you get there and maybe, somebody goes, oh my God, why is she even here? Like, what is she doing here? Right. So, yeah. So
Yeah, no,
I can imagine
exactly.
it's hard on your end too to,
Well, I'm pushing myself. So, what's one? I wrote down 4 goals. I don't have my goal journal with me, but if I complete one of my goals this month, I told myself I would take
oh,
myself
good
out to a
idea.
class, like a
Good
pottery
idea.
class or something, and that could help me try to make
Right.
friends with
Yeah,
common
that
interests,
is a
or
good
like
idea,
something
and
like
like
that.
if you're interested in whatever you're interested in, if you can find something where people actually get together,
Hmm.
because I think the other thing is this day and age is online, is all this online where you're not really seeing or talking to people. You know what I mean? Like you're involved, but you're doing it through a
Yeah,
computer and you're not talking. Like if you can get to a group and sit down with them. That would be something, and you might make a friend. You might not, you may walk away with nobody.
Okay, as you said that, okay. So I like watching
Okay.
Pokemon on YouTube, right? And there's four YouTubers who were all separate at first. They met because they seen each other doing videos, and they met at conventions, and they became really good friends. Actually, two of them live in the same state. One of them lives in a different state.
Yeah.
One of them lives in the UK, and or two of them live in the UK or whatever, and somehow they manage their time where they can record together, they manage
Oh,
their
there you
friendship, they
go.
go travel and see each other. I I'm out here, I can't get someone to travel an hour to come see me. Meanwhile, someone's taking a plane across the ocean, across the pond to go see their
Right. And
friend
they met
for
online.
like a whole week. And I'm like, and they met online.
Yeah,
And I
you
was
got to
like,
get
what
yourself
am
out
I
there.
doing?
You could do it. Yeah.
Wrong.
There's
Yeah.
other ways to do it, and
So,
I just think if you watch in your community, and there's things going on all the time, and I think if you look at it like other people are looking to do, because that's, I always get in my own head and think, why am I here? What am I doing? You get insecure. But if you look at it like
yeah.
these people are looking for the same thing, in the sense of maybe they're reaching out for friendship, or they're looking for someone, um, whatever it is, but they're there to by themselves most of the time, and doing the same thing, putting themselves out there. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, on one of my dating apps, it's called Bumble. You can switch it. So instead of swiping on people
Oh,
to
you should
date,
do
you can swipe
that.
on people to be friends with. And
Okay.
then, well, I did, but then I started not to like it because now I'm just swiping on people who I find
I want to
attractive.
be
And
friends
I'm
with
like,
that
this
person
isn't
and
the
that
whole point.
person because they're good looking.
Exactly. So now I have to like try not to focus on their picture, scroll, because then underneath you have the prompts like, what kind of
Oh,
friendship are
okay.
you looking for? What's your
Yeah,
interest
yeah,
and
you
stuff? I'm
have
trying to
to,
focus on
yeah,
that
stay off their
instead of
looks,
what they look
because
like.
friends, it doesn't matter what friends look
Yeah.
like, unless you're really, really vain and you have to be
Exactly.
surrounded by gorgeous people. But if you're not so vain, yes, unless you're
Unless you're the Real
right,
Housewives. If you're Real
exactly.
Housewives of
Then,
Beverly
then,
Hills,
oh
like,
my God, those
yeah.
bitches are so vain. I can't even. I have had it with them. I am done.
Have
I
Have you
can't.
watched any of the
I'm
new
at like
seasons?
I don't think I can go
You
forward
can't.
with these people. They are so fake. They're awful.
Well, my okay, I
Yeah, I've
I
seen the
watch the clips on
yeah.
YouTube and stuff, and then I record it and make reactions.
Oh,
Well, they
do
do
they?
actually really well on, like, YouTube and TikTok, so I'm sticking to that. But, I really loved Garcelle. I don't
Oh.
know, she's a new girl, and, this new season, she's taking a little turn on a different path, which I'm not really liking, and the rest of the girls
Yes, Dorit
I don't
is
you might
one
know
of the
Dorit.
ones
I
that
think
got rid
Dorit
of
was
Lisa.
the yeah. Oh, I stuck up for I don't like her whatsoever, but then she was in a recent argument with the girl Garcelle, and I actually stood up for Dorit there because I thought she was in
Ugh.
the right for
Ugh.
once. But Dorit, oh my god, I hate Dorit. I really can't
Oh
stand
my
Kyle and
God,
fucking
Erica.
Erica. Oh my god.
Okay, and you know what I just found out?
Oh
Just so we're
my
all
god.
clear here, these people are so fake. Dorit and
Yeah.
her husband PK, because she talks with a fake
Yeah.
English, yeah, with a fake English accent.
Keke.
She's from Cleveland. What? How is she? Why does she talk like that? Anyway, oh, anyway, I
Some
just
people.
actually the other morning, because I was so annoyed with them, and the other morning up pops a story about Erica's husband, Mr. Girardi. She's divorced from him now, but he is
Girardi.
right now being sued by, like, he owes millions and millions and millions of dollars. She divorced him right before
Oh
all these
yeah.
lawsuits went ahead, so she got out, and I'm pretty sure they made a plan to do that. And then yeah, and then
Oh,
PK
of
and
course
his
they did.
wife are the same.
100%.
He owes over $1 million in taxes. She owes She did owe a half a million, and now she's, I don't know, got it whittled down a little bit. But these people have no money, and they take advantage. Like that, Erica's husband, he stole a client's
Yeah.
settlement, and that client was burnt over 75% of his body in, or 50% in third degree burns, and he stole his settlement. And that's what Erica was doing her $40,000 a month glam squad. That's what it cost. And that guy's settlement was paying for it. So these people are just built in just
Mm.
filth. They're filthy.
I'm just gonna say
No,
that's not
that's
a
what I
true
mean.
friend.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm all involved in this, and
Yeah.
thankfully they're not my friends. But
Yeah.
I'm glad to just watch it and go, oh, thank God they're not my friends, because I couldn't take that for like 5 minutes.
Right? It's kind of crazy how people enjoy watching others on TV, and you might not even like the person. Like, I don't like Erica Jane that much, but I follow her on Instagram because, well, I use her like content that she's on. Right?
Yeah,
She's a complete
yeah.
monster sometimes. Yeah, it's people follow her, and it's just so crazy. It's like we don't
No,
even
it's
follow
always,
people we
well,
like.
and
We just follow them because of the
that's sort of
content
the
they
whole
create.
like idea now with everything on television, is just like to get you to watch is the negative.
You know.
Even the news, they focus on the negative to get you to watch it. If it was positive stories all the time and positivity and those friends, getting along all the time, who would watch it? Nobody. They wouldn't care. But in real life,
Right?
you want
Maybe I
friends to
may
get
need
along.
to be. Yeah.
No,
Well, I was gonna say maybe I
no.
need to be more negative to get friends to my house. If people are attracted to negative
Yeah,
stuff,
just don't
maybe I
talk to
should be more
anybody, just be
negative and
horrible
less.
to everybody.
Mm, exactly. And I want to say I'm really great at support. When someone goes and does something, I love supporting people. I'm like, good for you. Like, I really hope that works out.
Yeah,
Let me know what I can do to
yeah,
like help support you or whatever. Oh, sorry. This is coming back to like the whole someone created a podcast. This is just what I heard. I heard from a friend of a
right.
friend that, someone created a podcast and none of their friends
Mhm,
or a lot of their acquaintances, you know, weren't supportive
mhm,
or like don't follow or, whatever, or reached out or what. Or they said they wanted to be on the podcast
right.
and then you never heard from them again, even though you sent
Yeah,
them
when
messages saying, hey,
right.
like, let me know when you want to record. So anyways, friend of a friend. And they're really supportive to
Right,
those people when
right.
they want to go
But
do
all you
stuff
can
when,
so in that
you
sense, all you
know,
can do is control yourself, and to me, I feel like you should, like, I always want to be the best version of myself, and I find that people are confused by that, because people are always thinking, what do you want? Why are you doing that? Why are you being nice? What do you want from that? And I don't want
mm,
anything. And I think people like that are far and few between. And but you have to be true to you and just do what makes you feel good. It makes me feel good to be supportive friend and to be someone who encourages and doesn't not tear down, and so that makes me feel good. That's what I get out of it. So you got to do that too.
well, I don't know what you're talking about. It's my friend
Oh,
of a
right, your
friend.
friend,
I'll tell
because
that
we
too. I'll
have so
pass the
many of
message
our
along.
friends and
My,
acquaintances, and I'm doing the what do you call it with the
yeah.
fingers when I say acquaintances that listen to this podcast because they're all so supportive, and that's why we
Yeah.
have them in our lives and our family,
And our
right? That are
family. Our family.
shout out
And
because
our
I
family.
know
Shout
you're
out to
all
the
listening.
family. Yeah.
V- Well, yeah, and I would say
Every
that
single one of
after I'm
you.
dead. From the grave, shout out.
When you're making your will, just remember
Yeah,
who was listening to our
nobody.
podcast. I no, I actually took a screenshot. So now on TikTok, I'm starting to get a lot more
Oh,
views
fun.
and a lot more likes and stuff on my content. So what I did was I took a screenshot of all my friends who did follow me, who I can say, you know what, these are my real friends and my real
Oh,
acquaintances
nice.
who put in the effort.
Yeah.
Like, just to show support. Because, when
Hmm.
I am rich and I am famous, I'll
Right.
be like, look back at the list and be like, well, my dad's definitely not on there. But, you know, all the family and friends who were, I'll be like, I'll be
Oh,
nice to
dear.
you.
Well, I don't. Does your dad know you're doing a podcast?
Well, my grandma probably told him. I
Maybe not.
well, you know what? He definitely. I don't know, but if he listened to the Sister
Oh,
Wives episode,
yeah.
that would be funny
Ooh,
because of the comment you
ouch.
made. Yeah.
Oops.
Well, and I mean, he's never been supportive of me my whole life, so I can't see
Yeah, I
why he would
can't
support the
imagine him just
podcast.
tuning in for no,
So,
just for shits and gigs, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
just for shits
Well,
and
I think
gigs. I mean,
friends are
maybe.
fickle
And yeah,
for the most part, and I think what you need to do is love yourself and be
yeah,
friends with yourself and be able to be alone and I find that I can entertain myself for hours and I don't I don't know. But that may be just because I have been so reclusive and I just don't, feel like I need to be out there and constantly, with the drama and the blah blah blah. So I don't know. I
yeah. That's so sad though, where you're like, I'm just so
Is it
used to
sad
being
though?
alone. Like it doesn't bother
I
me. I don't know. I That's how I'm a very social person though. I'm a very social
I like
butterfly.
it.
I
I
like to be
like it
around
too.
people.
So
I love to
sometimes,
make people
yeah,
laugh.
it might be a little bit lonely, but then I just find that every time again, it's like you once bit, twice shy. It's like you do get out there and then something
Yeah.
happens. It seems every time, and it's like maybe it's the people I'm surrounding myself with, or maybe that's just normal because once you're
Right?
involved in other people's lives then that becomes part of your life and whatever. So I find that a little bit difficult to deal with. So it might be me and I have a social disorder or something, but hey, I'm not really caring that I don't have
Maybe.
any friends. I can
That
tell you
could
that.
be
Oh, but I'm also older than you too. So I mean,
Okay,
you need
well,
to get out there and get some friends, right? Don't do what I'm doing.
what's that saying? Yeah, it's like
Right,
do what I say,
exactly, because
not what I
you
do.
don't want
Yeah.
to end up a lonely old man. Like I'm a lonely old lady.
Right. Oh, okay, this is
Oh,
getting depressing.
I do.
But
So
you
I
have
do rely
children,
on
so
poor
it's fine.
kids. I rely on those kids. Poor
That's
you
so
guys.
sad. You're like, yep, I have my ticket.
What?
Yeah.
I'm here on the podcast. Oh,
You're like, well, I agreed to do the
right,
podcast because I have nothing else
right.
to
I'm
do. No one
always
has asked
available
me to do
to
anything in
my
my
kids
life
because
because
I
I
have
have
no
no
friends.
friends.
No,
I'm never doing anything because
no,
no
no.
one has asked me to do
Exactly,
anything.
exactly.
Oh my god. So maybe I'll throw a stone or something and
I think
see,
you should.
like,
I advise you to
I
get
don't know if
out
I get
there.
any friends from
Look for
that.
things that
Yeah.
aren't related to drinking, like bar and whatever drinking stuff. Look for things that are
Yeah.
really meaningful. If something's meaningful in your life, then try it. Try it out, and you might meet someone who's got the same ideas and same whatever as you do, and get together that way.
So New Year's Eve, when I'm feeling my feelings, I'm like, I could just. Oh, I had a lot of thoughts. I had a
I can
a
just
lot of thoughts. I
imagine.
was like, should I just. Well, they were all like scatterbrained. I'm like, I could become a drug dealer, sell a whole bunch of drugs, make a ton of money, say fuck you to people, and like travel. And then I was thinking, why am I working in Toronto? I was like, I should just move somewhere, have a fresh start, call it my Febreze journey because it's a fresh start.
My Febreze journey.
Well,
Well, but you know what, Damon? You are
move
young
somewhere
and you
else,
do have that
start
option.
over.
So if you become to a point where you are really lonely and you just aren't making friends and you don't feel good about it, you can always pick
Yeah.
up and go anywhere you want. Anywhere. Eh,
Yeah, that scares me, but I know I have that option. It
Right.
sounds I like the idea,
Yeah,
but then
and it
it
is
sounds
kind of
scary
scary,
when I say
but
it out loud
when
and
you
think
think about
about
it,
it.
it's also you put yourself out there, you put yourself in new situations, you make new friends, you might make a friend for life. You might meet somebody that you're in love with and fall in love with. You
Yeah,
never know what's going to happen. So, get out there um and
that's
do it.
true.
And then you'll someday wind up like me and be available for podcasts anytime anybody wants.
You know what's funny? When I was telling my mom what happened over New Year's, right? I think she thought I was suicidal. She was like, "Oh, for God's sakes, don't cut yourself." And I was like, "Mom, I was." Oh, what was the contact? I was like, "You know what I'm thinking about doing?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Do you know what I'm thinking about doing?" And she's like, "Oh, for God's sakes, like, don't say you're gonna cut yourself." I was like, "I was gonna say I feel like getting a tattoo."
Kind
I
of.
was like, kind of the same
Don't cut
thing, but
yourself. My
kind of.
God. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, mom. It was so funny.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
she is
she's looking out for
concerned, so
me.
that's
That's
a
all.
good thing.
She's
She
like,
she could have went, "Oh, Damon,
she's
stop whining."
concerned.
Click. Right? So she is
That,
concerned.
that's true. That's true. That's true. It was just so funny though, the delivery of it. I was like, so this happened,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking about like in an excited voice. She's like, "Oh God, don't say cutting yourself." Okay.
Oh.
So that's the episode on friends and
I love all our
acquaintances, and
friends. They're
thank
listening.
you all for tuning in.
Love y'all.
Yeah, we love
Yeah.
the five. Yeah, the five. Thank you, the five friends. And
It is sad.
that sounds so sad. Oh my god. You know what? I hope we make it one day, and then people will
Well,
look back and
yeah.
start from scratch, and then when they
Yeah.
get to this, they can
And
be
you know
like,
what? I
"Wow."
think I enjoy this terribly. 45 minutes has gone by and I don't even notice. And so
Oh,
whatever, throw
yeah,
it
me
out
either.
there and see what happens. Maybe you will,
Maybe
and
I'll
maybe
gain a
I
friend
will
from it.
too. Who knows? If I get maybe I'll have to get a
Well,
camera
it'll
first.
help
Oh, you know what
if you
happened
get
today?
camera.
Just
Yeah.
on a side note, I was supposed to get my
What happened?
Botox and I
Okay,
go,
side
"Oh, this is bad. I have an appointment
note.
tomorrow morning and I need it because anyway, I go to pick it up and they didn't order it. I'm so upset. I am so upset now. You know how much I can take. I switched pharmacies. That's how mad I am.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't blame you. I've had troubles with
Yeah.
pharmacies. I'm like,
And
what are
I'm
we
there
doing,
all the
people?
time
What are
and
we
oh, I'm
doing?
so
It's
upset. And
yeah.
actually I've had that's like the fourth or fifth problem I've had in the last year with them and different things. And I just like I
Oh
also
yeah.
ordered some
Switch.
insulin and he goes, "Well, it's too early." I said, "What are you talking about? I take whatever I need. Like it's not a set amount." So I don't understand how you're telling me
Well,
that it's like
well,
yeah,
you're
yeah, for
selling
insulin,
it on the
exactly. Well,
street. You're
that's what you
selling
know what?
insulin
If
on the
people from the
street.
States would come up here and buy, that's a good idea, Damon. Your drug dealing idea. Oh, we got to talk after. No, about
About
the
the insulin
insulin
industry.
industry.
I'm gonna get some of my diabetes acquaintances to start peeing in
Yeah,
cups for me, so
yeah,
when I go in and be like,
yeah,
tell
yeah,
the doctor I
exactly.
need insulin.
Yeah,
I'm dying,
to the people from the
and then sell
States.
it. Then
Okay.
sell it. Yeah. Okay. We need to talk about this. So thank you for
Yes, thank you,
the five
friends.
people tuning into the
We do.
podcast. We
We
really
do.
appreciate your support. Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Again, I'm your host, Damon B, and I hope you enjoyed spilling the tea with me.